Am I, 29M, overreacting to my wife, 25F, cheating? Too long did not read. I caught my wife in a 6-month-long emotional affair. Then shortly after she admitted to physically cheating with another guy after I caught her the first time. We have a young daughter, she can't support herself financially, and I'm stuck on where to go from here. Hello all. My wife and I have been married since 2020, together since 2018. We've had our ups and downs, but overall we had a fulfilling marriage, or so I thought. Things were smooth until May of this year when I noticed her acting distant. It was a lot of little things like being short with me during conversation, general disinterest in me and what I said, and something almost resembling contempt toward me that finally made me suspicious. I never was suspicious of her before and never thought I had a reason to be, but something made me check her Apple Watch one night. Lo and behold, there are texts with one of her exes. I confronted her about it and found out it was a full-blown emotional affair with daily texting, pictures, etc. She was telling him deep things about our marriage and about how unhappy she was. She swore there was nothing physical and that she didn't want to be with him and she would break it off, which she did, and I believed her. I should have left then, but she is a college student and doesn't have a full-time job or way to support herself financially. I agreed to stay together and we try to work things out until she graduates college in December, at which point we'd re-evaluate our relationship once she has a full-time job. Not exactly what I was hoping for, but I was trying to maintain stability for our daughter above all else, and I thought I could get over it in time. Fast forward to July. Things have been better between us since the affair and I'm hopeful for the future. Except one night she goes out with her girlfriends and stays out until 4 a.m. She said she'd be home by midnight. No texts, no calls, no explanation. I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt, but I was suspicious again. I asked her about it and she told me she was with her friends, but also a different ex was there as well, and they kissed. I was absolutely floored. My jaw hit the floor at light speed. At that point I told her I didn't want to be with her anymore and she needs to find somewhere else to stay. First she threatened to take our daughter out of state to her mom's and that I'd never see my daughter again, her family all lives out of state. Then she tells me she's not leaving the house and that I can't kick her out, I should be thinking of our daughter's best interest. My mistakes are what caused her to cheat, and that she still wants to stay living together until she graduates college in December because she can't financially support herself. That was in July, which things have been shaky since then, but I gave myself most of the month to think about it. My dilemma is this. I want a divorce, sooner rather than later, but my wife relies on me for financial support and wants to continue living with me in our house for the next 6+ months until she can graduate and find a job in her field. Every time I bring it up she tells me I need to think of our daughter, and that kicking her out would only harm our daughter, but she's the one who cheated twice, knowing she can't support herself. But am I supposed to feel bad and delay my own moving on because of her bad decisions? I keep asking myself if I just need to man up and suck it up for the sake of our daughter. Or if my feelings about this are valid. She cheated on me, but still wants me to support her. Meanwhile I'm stuck and no longer in control of my future. I don't know where to go from here and any advice would be appreciated. Get a lawyer, file divorce, and take lawyer's advice on how to get her out of the house. She will continue to cheat. Don't let her threats about taking your daughter phase you. She can't make those decisions anymore on her own. Lawyer up, DNA test. I recommend if divorce is truly what you want and feel this is not going to work, go to a lawyer. Explain that she has no job and is in college, have him draw up some tight custody papers that prevents her from taking the child out of state. Get your ducks in a row as far as childcare set up for when you work in another place for you and your daughter. Once that is done you tell her you are done but already be packed and loaded up. She is using your daughter to manipulate, guilt you, terrible. Her not being able to support herself is not your problem if you get divorced. She should have thought all this through before she sought comfort in the arms of another. Why have you not seen a lawyer? Get a recommended one and listen and follow their advice. Was she thinking of your daughter when she was off cheating and destroying your family, or is it only you that has to put your daughter first? My 40 female husband, 41 male, stopped wearing his wedding ring at his part-time job. He works a full-time job and a part-time job. I noticed recently he doesn't wear his wedding ring when he goes to work at the part-time job anymore, but he always wears it otherwise. He's been working at that same job for many years, so not wearing the ring is something new. I haven't asked him why because I'm not sure how to approach it without being accusatory or making him feel defensive. We've been married for 13 years and have young children, never had any serious relationship issues and seem to have a fairly happy life as far as I'm aware. He says he's happy when I ask him questions and that is also his general demeanor. We don't have sex as often as either of us would like due to his work schedule, and our youngest child has sleep issues which will hopefully get better as time goes on. When we do have sex, it's rather vanilla. There's no foreplay from him aside from asking if I want to have sex multiple times per day. He has been somewhat kinder and more affectionate lately, but I thought I knew why. Someone he is close with had a very bad ending to their marriage last year, and my husband told me that made him appreciate me more, which matches up with when he started treating me better consistently. I also know sometimes people have affairs and start treating their spouses better during the affair for some reason, and sometimes people do obvious things to get caught by their significant other when they're having an affair because they're too cowardly to be upfront about wanting to end the relationship, so they hope their significant other will figure it out and be the one to end things. I'm not sure what to do, and the whole thing is making me feel rather anxious. Aside from not wearing his wedding ring to the part-time job, nothing else has changed in our lives. He has his annual vacation time coming up soon and plans to spend it all with our family, and has invited me to upcoming work functions from his full-time job. We have also been planning some house renovations. Everything seems normal except the ring. What should I do? I am going to check the credit card statements to see if there are any strange charges, and get an STD test. Is there anything else I should do? What is his part-time job? Is it a field, construction, landscaping, mechanic work, where wearing the ring actually poses a hazard? Talk to you, husband. Maybe he has a super legitimate explanation. However, it is incredibly concerning if he is passing himself off as someone who is unmarried. Just ask him, "Hey, noticed you aren't wearing your wedding ring, what's up with that?" You don't even mention what his part-time job is, but you're coming across as super paranoid. Definitely red flags. You've been married for 13 years, you have every right to question him. Girlfriend, 24 female. Said I, 27 male, was petty for only cooking for myself. My partner and I live together and have been together 2 years. Initially we would both help with the cooking. Some meals I would do on my own, some meals she would do, and there are some we do together. My partner's work schedule changed, so she got home later than usual, so we decided I would do the cooking and have food ready for her getting in. This happened for a couple of months and then her schedule went back to normal, so we agreed to go back to both of us cooking. My workload increased quite a bit, so I have been busier at work and more stressed and tired. My girlfriend has been on her usual work schedule for nearly 4 weeks now, and she's helped with food twice. Last night we were deciding what to cook and my girlfriend picked a meal that she knows takes a wheel and that both of us tend to help each other with since there's a lot going on. She agreed to help and I ran to the shop to get the last ingredient for it. I came back and she said she was tired but hungry and just wanted to lay down. I told her we agreed to have food now since we were both hungry, and she just said I can cook if I want. I got annoyed, so I just went into the kitchen and cooked one portion of the food. When the food was done, my girlfriend asked where hers was and I just told her I've made my own, but since she still isn't helping, she can cook for herself because it's getting annoying being the one who has to do it all the time despite her repeatedly saying she would help. She got annoyed and said I was unreasonable and that I knew she was tired and that I was being petty. She said it wouldn't have hurt for me to just cook 2 portions. How would you handle this? Too long did not read. My girlfriend hasn't been helping the cooking as much as she said she would, so it has all been left to me. She suggested we cook a big meal last night that both of us normally do together. Then when it came to cooking, she said she was too tired, so I only cooked for myself. She said I was being petty and unreasonable. How would you handle this? So according to the responses here, op is the arsehole. Even though girlfriend did not prepare the ingredients or even start the prep while op was gone, and decided she was too tired to help but not too tired to eat. If she has made 2 meals out of 28 and is regularly requiring intricate, complicated meals while not helping in any way, then your pettiness was justifiable and required. She needs to stop leaving this to you. She has done it 26 times. This was the one time too many. Start making her sandwiches and leave them in the fridge for her until she takes her responsibilities seriously and starts treating you like her partner, not her skivvy. Nah, I think what you did was petty but ultimately justified. People like your girlfriend will continuously push you until you break and suddenly you're an arsehole fro being petty over something small. They will never stop until you stand up for yourself and not let them get away with taking the piss. Yes, it was petty. You made your point. But how did that help either of you resolve the problem? I swear in this subwoman can do no wrong. Petty yes. Not the asshole.